I didn't know I was not connected to the stream. I'm here now. I'm connected now, y'all. Oh man, I've been sitting there talking. I've been sitting here singing, and it's a whole 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut that out because I'm quite sure a lot of people are not going to stay long until they figure out. A lot of people not gonna stay long until they figure out, hey, they wasn't live. I re-edit. I re-edit and put it back up. But we live right now. So if you coming in now, yeah, I'm quite sure you can hear my voice now. I'm quite sure you'll be able to hear my voice now. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there talking and singing, having a good old time. People didn't even know I wasn't even connected to the stream. All right, I'm here now. We're gonna hit this song real quick, one good time, and then we're gonna get it started because we only got about an hour. Let's go.
We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Situationships and relations. Tyron Joe, the host, start the conversation. Too much we gotta learn. 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 BZNZ, BZNZ, Internet Talk Radio. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Situationships and relations. Time to show the house, start the conversation. Too much we gotta learn. Too much we gotta learn.
Too much, too much. Hey. All right, we live. Man, Anthony, I'm telling you, I'm looking, and I see you come in, and I'm sitting there singing with the music. I had your song on and everything, and I see you pop out. I'm like, what do you pop out for? And I'm like, wait, am I connected? I'm like, oh, I ain't connected to the screen, and I know they can't hear me if I ain't connected. Well, good evening, good afternoon, Facebook, citizens of YouTube, as Pastor Dow would say. Man, I am Tyron Joe, host of the BZ's Internet Talk Radio Show, where we come on every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. This afternoon is a special segment. This afternoon is a special segment. We are not going to be here too long at all. We got about 1 hour on the night, and we want to speak on some things. And I got some audio. That I want to play. Before I do, let me tell you, this podcast, one of the greatest podcasts in the land, is brought to you by Real Men Drink Water. Because what our ladies need us to be King Kong in the bed. You ain't drinking your water, you can't use your third leg. And I'm quite sure you want to be able to use your third leg. Not in the way this young man used his third leg that we're going to talk about today. But you want to be able to use your third leg. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We ain't going to hold it no longer. Let's get to it. Man, we got some audio that needs to be played. But first, let's check in with King Dwayne, see how he doing real quick. King.
What's good? What's good with the people?
Oh man, you got it. How you doing today, man? I mean to embark on your Saturday afternoon.
Oh no, I was just working on content, man. That's all.
Well,
You crazy. You got your stuff talking about penis discipline. and I'm revisiting Potiphar, wife, and Bathsheba. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was screaming a love.
I still hear a little struggle. Yes, sir. Still hear a little struggle going on, man. Yeah, look like we're losing brother. Look like we're losing brother Tyron Joe. Yeah. But yeah, man, a lot to talk about, a lot to
All
get
right,
into,
what
man.
about now?
I hear, but it's I hear, but it's kind of in and out.
Ain't back. Are we streaming? Are we back? Are we back?
There it is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to play this. Try to play this audio.
Uh,
Okay. We back. We back now.
yeah.
I keep the camera off. I'm gonna try to play this audio. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Cause it's two things I want to highlight if I can tonight. I mean, this afternoon.
Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information
Can you
here.
hear
And it
that?
was frustrating to me that the
Yeah, I
Celtics
hear.
declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that I just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more. And short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved. And I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just
You
like
don't
you're
think
not
someone would
mentioning,
notice if Ime Udoka was not at...
excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay.
We're gonna stop right there. I'm gonna pause it right there, and we're gonna let everybody know, the audience know what's going on. We are covering and talking about the situation that has happened this week in the news, which I really, and I normally don't agree with Stephen A. Smith that much, but I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith. I don't know why this is all in the public. It's like I don't know, but then again, I do know. So it's all in the public that this man, because he wasn't married, so he didn't cheat on his wife. This man been having consensual sex with a how can I say it, with a staff member of the Boston Celtics. Okay. And after I let Stephen A. and Malika Andrews speak, I got some more info that just blew my mind like 10 minutes before I pressed the 10 minutes before I pressed the play button. I don't know, Dwayne, he might know this information, but we'll see after they get through speaking.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him, and then we could have speculated till the cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him there, keep him employed, but in the same breath, suspend him for a year, then also that year is indefinite. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect, is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter are usually handled from an HR perspective, from an organizational perspective. That is not consistent with what we have seen throughout the years. That is the only point that I was trying to make. I'm not trying to attack anybody. And if anybody deserves to be attacked, it's Ime Udoka for putting himself in this position. I've made that very clear. I'm just talking about you got owners and everybody else. They know the kind of stuff that's going on. You didn't say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. They didn't say anything about everybody else all the other times this stuff has happened. But now when it comes to him, it's all over the place. That is my issue. That is my only issue.
I appreciate that clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question, that is what stood out to
I think he just humbled her. Continue.
me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A., is that the only thing that was made clear to me in this is that we are missing a key piece of information here. That is my reaction to the press conference.
Obviously, random women
Wait,
getting
what
blamed in the
is
Celtics organization without.
I'm trying to figure out what is that's the end of the clip, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to figure out what's the key information, Malika Andrews. But I'm gonna say this: shout out to Stephen A. For just putting the chick in her place. Cause it's all what I'm about to say is all gonna tie in together. Because thing is, penis discipline. Yeah, I'm gonna speak for a little bit. Then I'm gonna bring King Dwayne back up. But penis discipline. The situation is here. It is, ladies and gentlemen. Penis discipline. As a man, I was once told when I was a kid, teenager, all that we make as a man, we make some of the worst decisions when our penis is erect. And with that being said, we have to really, as a man, be careful. Okay, we have to really be careful when I'm talking about penis being erect. Is that we begin to be on platforms. We began to be on platforms saying, "My beautiful African queen." Come on, we'll be all on platforms talking about Shea Butter Princess, and the person that we saying this to is a trans. Come on, and not only that, we'll be sleeping around with staff members whose husband is the VP of. Come on, he's one of the vice presidents of the Celtics. That's what happens. Not only that, we'll find ourselves being brought up on charges because a lot of women saying that you done drugged them and did all this because you made some of the worst decisions when your penis was erect. So it is important to have penis discipline. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, he really, he didn't even say penis, he said dick discipline. Kevin Samuels, he enforced dick discipline, and that's also imperative on another standpoint. That is, you have a lot of scallywag women that has this self entitlement type of attitude because it's men they know that'll go ahead and have sex with them, and that's what gives them this courage, this self entitlement attitude. Because hey, whether I got 20 kids, whether I look bad or not, I already know this nigga down the street gonna give it to me, or this nigga gonna give me the money and all this. You see, you are self empowering, but when you have penis discipline, you will be able to humble those same women. Will be humble. Hello, them same women we humble. They be like, no, I know with my body looking this way, I'm not gonna get that. I know with the fact that I've had, all these kids and I'm not married and I'm just having all this going on in my life. I know I'm not gonna get the man of my dreams. That comes with penis discipline. Okay, I'm trying to speed this up because we don't have much time. Hopefully tomorrow, if Dwayne got a little time before he go to work, we might just hop back on this thing again. But what else? Let's go. Let's move. Let's keep it moving. The young lady Malika Andrews, she hopped. She tried to come on Stephen A's program, and she's talked. She said all her points. Then Stephen A got ready to go for his. She wanted to start to argue back and cut him off. That's typical woman stuff. I'm tying this together. You want to know how this all tied together is because when women are involved in a lot of stuff, a lot of things began to happen a little differently. Stick with me now. We're going somewhere. A lot of things began to happen differently, sometime in a negative way. Okay. This woman is on his program. They trying to have a conversation. She said her piece, but when he get ready to go for his, her emotions began to rise. So she had to cut him off. The lady on the Celtics squad, the vice president's wife on the Celtics squad, the sex is going good with Ime Udoka, but when she finds out that her husband hired a private investigator to see was she cheating, and they found it out, then what? Oh, he forced me. Come on, he forced me. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't forcing you when y'all was having all type of good sex, but when your husband found out and that it's in the news, he forced me. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's best men to keep a lot of stuff separate. When you're dealing with a woman, it's best that you stay professional as possible because a woman will flip and throw you dead smack dab up under that bus. Come on now. A woman will flip on you and throw you dead smack dab in the bus. I got many other stories I could tell, personal stories. I could tell how, women talk that strong talk, but when the sweat hit the fan, they just flip. Come on. I don't I don't even want to hop into it, but oh, I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna bring King Dwayne in because I want to know if King Dwayne know this. King Dwayne, 10 minutes. I don't even want to say 10 minutes. Probably 5 minutes before I press the play button. I mean the go live button. I found out they said that the chick pregnant. We're gonna bring King Dwayne in on that and see if he heard.
Yes, I did hear the allegations.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Allegedly. Allegedly. No, but go ahead. You can talk.
Yeah, man, I heard the allegations, man. That's one of the reasons why I started working on my studies. That's why I say, man, it's good that your circle is what it is, because as they say, great minds think alike. We on the same thing. But um, my stuff, you know how I move. It's gonna be going on right after this. But at the end of the day, um, this is why this is why I continue to say, man, people. it serves you well when you know history, when you know the Bible, that everybody always want to give their little 2 cents about, oh, this is the white man's book, this is not the truth, all this other different stuff. But it's funny to me how so many great men have said that these things will unfold, are unfolding, and will continue to unfold because this is nothing new. And that's why I love how the scriptures say, don't marvel. What I'm a marvel about, bro? What I'm gonna act like, you know, I'm shocked about unless you just don't know history. And so with knowing history, I know what I'm looking at every time a woman plays in a filter. I know what I'm looking at every time the man's in the background, he's worshiping her. And he's worshiping her in the background, and she's just putting up this stuff. Oh, and she's encouraging him, bro. She's leading the relationship. Playing this filter with me. Got a fool on
Right.
Facebook or something with dog ears and tongues out and all dumb kind of crap like that, dude. You're not no man, bro.
Yeah.
You're not no man
Then
that can
she
be
got on
influenced
wearing
exclusive.
she got on wearing pajamas during Christmas.
Yes,
Piggy
sir.
pig
You know,
piggy pajamas.
just yeah, and then you got these cats that'll take a hiatus from Facebook, swearing up and down in spiritual, knowing doggone well you follow your female, bruh. Stop it, stop it. You know what I'm
I know.
saying? Then when you come back, then when you come back, you got this flex. It's like, come on, bruh. And it's just it's all across the board, bruh. It's all across the board, man. This is not just a selected group. This is all across the freaking board. Not like I told somebody last night. All the women are up under the pastors. That's where all the women at. All the women up under power. You know what I'm saying? You got
Mm-hmm.
females that won't listen to nothing they husbands say. But then they'll question Lord Tyron Joe about his posts or about his comments on the last show. But at the end of the day, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Y'all follow these pastors in a heartbeat. Y'all share everything, advertise for them. Y'all act like a freaking wife for the pastor, but you won't do it for your real pastor, biblical
Come
pastor.
on.
And so you got all these people all across the board talking about Ime. Ime messed up. Some may even say effed up. It is what it is with that. Because I see a modern day situation. I see a situation where a man, 9 out of 10, is looking like he did not escape the way Joseph escaped Potiphar's wife. That's what it's looking like to me. He didn't escape. And we have to take these situations as learning experiences, use them as the proper tool
So
necessary.
wait. I gotta ask you. So you saying that you believe I don't even know the young scallywag's name, but you said that the chick she could have seduced Eve to sleep with her.
Allegedly. I gotta throw that out there. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, okay.
I believe that this individual is in more power than he may. Thus, the
Fact.
freaking one
Yeah,
year
yeah.
suspension. Why is he
Hmm.
suspended 1 year, but you keep covering the tracks of all these others? He may don't have no control, bro. So we know what the power is. We know where it's at.
Hmm.
And when I heard that
Ain't
press
got nobody to
conference, I'm
fight
sitting
them.
up there, yeah, and I'm sitting up there listening at the press conference, bro. I don't know if you heard the press conference. I'm saying to myself, Brad Stevens, Wick, man, y'all some bumps, man. Y'all some bumps to hold that press conference and tell us nothing. What was the point of it? What was the point? And then you got cats asking you specifically, E May gonna be the only one suspended? Nobody else? We ain't talking no more about it. We ain't this, we ain't that. Y'all trash for that, bro. Y'all trash because
Hmm.
y'all know y'all trying to cover up. And then you got Brad up there looking like his wife was allegedly the person. You look like you about to just fall into tears. Like what's going on with your face? Everybody talking about this dude. I'm talking about even the scallywag that you just played. Oh, that's the biggest thing that got me is his face. I've never seen his face like that. Yeah, probably was his female. Who knows? So it's just
That was
like,
it.
bruh,
Sound like a lot of them probably was knocking down some of the vice president style. They probably was knocking their women down. Some of the ball players was knocking them down too. Probably.
facts,
You know what
facts.
I'm
And
saying?
then you got people,
Art.
players and everything coming out saying, players, Stephen A, everybody. So it's media and players coming out saying, bro, this been happening for decades. This always been
Mhm.
happening. But now when it's the Nigerian man, so-called black man, now y'all want to all of a sudden try to, and then you got people talking about this man dropped the ball for all black men. Shut up with that dumb crap. Shut up with that
I,
mess,
I
man.
I got some old footage I'm gonna play, but we're gonna let Danger speak for a minute. Danger, you there?
Yeah, boss man, I'm here. All right, King, I see you there. I see you there.
I see you, big bro. I see you.
Well, I
We
didn't
just
want to.
we
I
just
didn't
we,
want
we
to
just going
try to
live for a quick
patronize
minute.
nobody.
Mm.
You know, cause I got my T-shirt. I didn't want to patronize nobody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna say this, man. A few years ago, there was an article that a pro basketball player had done an interview with a sportscaster, and he was saying that somewhere on the West Coast, and I ain't gonna call out no name, a lot of the players was knocking down the staff, the cheerleaders, and some of the ones in the office so they could stay on that team.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
I ain't gonna exactly agree with everything that Stephen A. Smith said because I think he's a but I have to agree with that point he said. It's been going on for years. You've been handling inside the office and organization for years. Why take this man? Because we're in a divided country right now. Why take this darker pigmented man and spread him all over the place like peanut butter? And I can assure you, he's not the first one in the life of that organization that knocked down somebody. But they did that to assassinate his character in case they don't pick up his contract. Wherever he goes again, he'll have that tag on his back, just like Kaepernick.
Right, and that's it. That's the main reason why I didn't really agree with Stephen A. too much. When after he said with all that mess he did with Kaepernick, boy, Kaepernick, I was about ready to come through the screen. But yeah, man, yeah, this been going on for years. But the problem is that hey, we learned a big lesson there. You can't. Well, Shannon Sharp, he said you can't. He said his granddaddy told him, "Don't put your penis where your wallet is," and that's facts. And the old schools just tell me, "Don't take a poop where you eat it."
Well, I'll say it like this. There's been some girls in some places where I worked at, and I could tell they were dribbling and drooling at the mouth to get with Big Daddy. But I always started saying, I never pay where I play. In other
Mm,
words, I'm not going to go on my job and hook up with somebody knowing that you can get mad at me and flip the script. You can entice me, you can seduce me, but when it gets back to the front office, I harass you. That's the name
mm,
of that tune.
yeah, and what's this? Who was this? This Malika Andrews, this character. let's finish. Let's finish listening to her, and then I got another club because we gonna hit it and quit it today. I gotta be about here by. I gotta be done by 4:30 at work by 5. We're gonna hit it and quit it.
completely unfair. But she's
Oh, we already played that part. It's another clip, but Shannon Sharp, he funny, he hilarious. What Shannon Sharp say? Oh yeah, he said that they told him, I guess when he played for Baltimore Ravens, he said they told him just don't have sex with the cheerleaders, which lets me know that a lot of these teams and companies they don't really have no fraternizing policy. They ain't got no policy going on about fraternizing. We look and see how Tavis Smiley, how they ran up on your boy Tavis Smiley. Tavis Smiley wasn't Tavis Smiley, he said he had consensual relationships, but they talk about that it was wrong because he was the boss and the women he was having sex with was his subordinate. What y'all got on that?
Well, I'll say it like this, man. I know for a fact a lot of companies, a lot of companies throw that out there because anything can go wrong with a relationship. And the first thing The average woman, because you very seldom see men bring harassments and lawsuits up against a company, but the average woman is saying, he harassed me, even though she's the instigator. She's the one that's bringing everything to the table. Is say, hey, he harassed me. So the company, to protect themselves from the lawsuit and the negative publicity that would come behind it, they'll say, hey, look, you in charge of this lady. So here's what's gonna happen. Since y'all got a thing going on, either you quit or she quits. One of you guys got to leave the company because it doesn't look right to the other subordinates that's working up under you, because they're going to feel like, since you guys are banging and knocking the boots, that you're giving that individual preferential treatment, and it looks bad for the company. So yeah, a lot of them, put that you the boss and you can't touch nobody. But most of them do know that it's going on. Although when they do find out about it, they usually sweep it up under the carpet, or they have somebody transfer from one department to the other.
Yeah, I agree with everything Danger said, man, because I know a lot of people just within the company I work with, man. Like I met somebody when I first started that was like, her husband is in management. He's at another branch. Once it got to that, you know what I'm saying? You get to that point where you can't be working directly up under somebody that is a conflict of interest, pretty much. They a love interest or whatever. They don't want you in those situations where it appears that you can promote or hurt somebody because of your position. And so I get all that stuff. I get all that all day long. I understand all of that, and that's why I love the mindset. And you know how I feel. I don't believe that women and men should even work together. I think about one of the jobs I had, one of the best jobs I ever had. You go in, and it may have been like a few, maybe a handful of women that we worked with that did the exact same job that we did. Most of the other women were supervisors. They were directly over us, but we knew the job better. Um, but at the end of the day, when it came down to it, you didn't hear about that stuff because people came in, they got their devices, they got on their trucks, they went out, made their deliveries. It was what it was. You were independent in your working. So you did get involved with somebody. It's probably gonna be somebody um, that was a customer or someone that you met in passing in an establishment or something like that. But it wasn't going to be someone that you directly clocked in with in the same building. Um, and I liked it that way because some of the things that were talked about, some of the things that were mentioned, and I wasn't always in the discussions, but I was on the outskirts. And that's anybody who's played sports like us, that's on this panel. We know the locker room talk, quote unquote locker room talk. And sometimes you're not always involved in that. You're just in the room. And we know the kind of skin that you have to listen or hear that conversation, and it's just left there. It's not no super emotional, it's not no extra sensitive, it's not none of that. But we're in the time period right now where there's a reason why it is that way, and that's because Lord Tyron Joe and Danger, this is going to be the key way they take us down, men in general, let alone a so-called black man. This is going to be the key way they take us down. And like they used to say back in the day, whatever it takes for everybody else to get to a certain position, it's going to take a so-called black man 100 times more to do it. Yes, you're going to have to do that 100 times to get there. Then when you get there, don't fumble the bag because they're going to have a microscope on you deeper and worse. And you are uh, I think about the movie Django, what Samuel Jackson character played. You're basically the house dog. You're the house dog. You get the crumbs. You're in the house. That's as good as you can be as the house dog and the guard dog, meaning that you get to you if push come to shove, he made you Doka, he gets to be the guard dog, which means that he just took this fall on the front lines for that situation. And that's what your position is, so-called black man. You got to understand, if this doesn't prove to you that quote unquote corporate America is not for you, I don't know what can prove it to you. But it's time for us to figure something out because this we gotta come together, man. We got to come
Yes, sir.
together.
Yes,
We,
sir.
whether you want to call it Black Wall Street, whatever you want to call it, it's time for us to do us. You know,
Yes, sir. I see we
when
got Carl. We got Carl Lewis in the building, man. I rarely ever see him in the building doing a live stream.
yeah.
Shout out to
But
him.
uh, but I'm gonna say this and get and bow down.
All right.
Um, a second ago, you started hearing a lot of conversations about athletes just starting their own league. Kyrie was at the head of that. We need to talk about that again.
At the head of Kyrie. Man, what Kyrie? Who he getting ready? Oh yeah. He's supposed to still be playing with Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, everything's good now, man. They lifted that little mandate that they had with all that vaccination stuff, or I should say the donut shop or whatever. I think
Yeah,
we can talk about it now, but I
they said
think
we can say it, but
yeah,
I still might not because you never know they're going to flip it. You know how they do? They flip the script on you.
yes, sir. But yeah, man, it would be a beautiful thing to see us have our own, man. You know, and not just follow behind these mugs or wait for them to give us some type of hug or validation. I'm tired of that, man.
Oh, straight up, like I was telling you yesterday that these companies that I'm working for, I can't wait for the day that I can get away from them because, like, I'm not going. I'm getting tired of making the companies I'm already at. I'm getting tired of making them rich, and the company I'm trying to get with right now, I'm certainly not about to make them rich. So I'm just gonna get my skills, get my talents, and I'm gonna do this for myself. But we had told you we're not gonna be too long today. I see Carl in the building. Just Carl know what's going on. He hit my inbox cracking up laughing at the yeah, so yeah, on my page, you on my page, and also Carl, come to YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, BZNZ Talk, man, and so you can know when we live. You'll see it pop up on your phone, the notifications every time. What we're gonna do? We're gonna play this audio, and then we're gonna get a quick final word from everybody. And we're gonna be up out of here, and then tomorrow we're gonna see who what time everybody got tomorrow. We can get together, and we might just hey, we're gonna really just do the thing tomorrow. But I just had to come on today to say something because I tried to make a Facebook post like three times today, and then I was like, man, wait. And so it's this post gonna be too long. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go live. I was like, I can't. I kept trying to make a post about it, but I'm like, it's just too much to say. It is too much to say about this. I mean, it's so much. We ain't even about to get into it today. But I'm about to play this audio right here because I want y'all to see this. Because right now we talking about the women right now. We talking about Udoka, but we're gonna get on to these women just so we can get our audience can get a perspective of what we mean by when women is involved with stuff. Stuff can go to 1,000 real quick. Stuff can get escalated real quick. I'm gonna give you an example before I even play this audio. I'm gonna give an example. Years ago, about 10 years ago, I was in this one relationship. Me and this young lady, we practically, stayed together. I still had my spot, she still had hers, but we was together. Like, matter of fact, speaking of working together, she got me this job, man, making the most bread. At that time of my life, it was the most bread I'd ever made hourly. And she got me this gig. We used to see each other at the job, all this mess, because she worked there. That's why I never do it again. Never do it again. But I remember one time I must have got off earlier than she did. And I was, I texted her. I said, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "I'm getting ready to roll out. Just letting you know, I'm getting ready to roll out, go to the store, make a few runs. I got to do some errands." "Oh, let me come with you." I'm like, man, okay. And it was a quick little errand because I know we had some place to go, for the rest of the night. And it was a quick little run. Just matter of fact, I think I was going to Family Dollar. Man, why this quick little run just become so tedious till, man, I almost turned the car around and came back because She got 1,000 questions. She like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I'm like, look, I said I only came to make this run just so we can get what we need to get to where we going. I think we was on our way going to the movies. And I know she was like, hey, I want some snacks. So I'm like, I go grab 'em. I know what you like. I know what I like. I'm like, I go grab them real quick so we won't be late getting to the movie. Well, lo and behold, man, late because she wanted to take all day coming. She got a lot to say. Just, I mean, I'm like, man, I'm like the time that it took with me and you texting back and forth uh, 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 about you coming with me, I could already been gone. Just that's what I'm saying. Just when a woman get involved sometimes with stuff, it can escalate all the way up to 1,000. And I got plenty more stories, plenty more. Like with women that I ain't never been involved with, women that I work with. It's like, oh, I can't be around you. I'm like, man, you been up under me all day. You think I want to just stay around? Want you stand in my face all day? I'm like, I done been to work with you. Now, after work, you still want to hang out? Get away. Anywho, let's listen to this.
Well, one thing, Zach, that you touched on was just this gross focus on identifying unnecessarily women's names that may or may not be involved. And I think it is it isn't too harsh to say that that was a failure by many people, including folks within our own industry. And Brad Stevens actually addressed that today. I want everyone to take a listen.
We have a lot of talented women in our organization, and I thought yesterday was really hard on them. And I think that
I don't know. Before this dude finished talking, I just want to say the word white supremacy.
you know, nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant, but I do think that we as an organization have a responsibility to make sure we're there to support them now, because a lot of people were dragged unfairly into that.
I want to bring in our NBA analyst, Kendrick Perkins, into this conversation because, Perk, you played for the Celtics organization. What were your thoughts on this message here?
Well, one, to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but you know, he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job from the jump of actually protecting the women in their organization, because knowing that they were going to sit up here and give out this information and go out here and suspend Ime Udoka and talk about, just give a little details, it's going to have people speculating. And in my eyes, I feel like the Boston Celtics dropped the ball not only in protecting their entire franchise, but in protecting the women as well. They should have made sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they put this information out. And I get it. Now we're to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it. The word accountability, okay? Accountability doesn't just go to Ime Udoka.
Come on.
Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well.
Yes.
Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my whole thing is this, right? These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, He deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position. But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Come
That's
on.
the problem that I have
Kendrick,
right now. Everybody got
See, look at the woman. This man can't even finish saying what he's trying to say. This man can't even finish saying what he got to say because you got a woman trying to cut him off.
Robert.
Hold on, wait, take it out.
be held accountable.
Kendrick, I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was a investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here. And without,
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have
What
to
you
do,
mean?
I'm not speculating.
Sure.
I have the information.
Right.
I'm not speculating.
Somebody
but what we have to
speculating?
go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in, did this investigation,
Give a damn
and the
about the
facts
independent
that
law
they were
firm.
presented, they
That
came
broad's
to
a monster, man.
that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension. And I share your frustration with the lack of transparency, while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
Get your
Ah,
get your
oh
bull
boy.
out of here. She said it's not the
Straight decent.
same. It's not the same on the other perspective. Stop the bull. Kendrick knew what he's talking about, and Kendrick, he said some stuff too that I'm like, it's kind of wishy, but Kendrick was on it. Not only that, Kendrick played for the Celtics, so I'm quite sure Kendrick know what's going on. We know what goes on in that office. That's why he said, I'm not speculating. I got the info.
Facts.
And you should
Exactly.
see Malika. You should, did you see this clip, Dwayne? Because I can't show the video because I already said Malika taking Muggs videos down so you can play the
Yeah.
audio. You
Yeah,
seen it?
Malika is a demon. And of course she gonna have to take it
You
down. I
seen
heard
her
all
face.
that.
You seen her face. Yeah, you seen her face when Kendrick started saying that. He told her that he got the facts. No, I got the facts. And she's like,
Yes,
she
sir.
kind of stopped with her mouth open. Yeah,
Yeah.
Malika, she was taking Muggs videos down, so they said you could play the audio. So I mean, I'm just saying
It's like
we just laying the ground, the foundation work right now for everybody. This is what happens when women get involved with stuff, and Malika is a prime example. A
yeah.
man can't even say his opinion without her cutting them off. A man can't even respond to her after she was able to speak without being cut off. A man can't respond to her without her getting her feelings and emotions and cutting him off while he in the middle of responding to her. All right,
Yeah.
I let the fella talk. We down after this, fella. So
This,
say wrap
this
up, say your final words and everything.
well, first of all, this is the same scallywag broad who um had who came out with some dumb stuff that she wasn't supposed to come out with yet. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, when he was really, really starting to this was at the beginning before he got his ring, when they went out to Kawhi, she wanted to make her little dumb, uneducated comment, and this dude walked off the podium on her tail. Left my man Chris Middleton up there. This the same broad, this the same scallywag broad who took Rachel Nichols' spot. Now she thinks she is it, and she ain't. And it's the same scallywag brown who got so many different opinions, but she over here hollering at one of LeBron's little minions, McMiniman, or that little white boy she dating. So this broad, man. She's something else, bro. She's something else.
Yeah, she kicked Kenyon off. She hurried up and kicked him off the platform
Of
afterwards.
course, because anybody that's coming with logic, they gotta go, bro. That's the facts. Anybody that come with logic, they gotta go. And she is one of them people who is absolutely for the feminists, man. The feminism and all that foolishness. She is all for it. And every time there's a situation that rise up, there was another situation, thinking the NFL, some other stuff. Every time something comes up with this harassment stuff or the Deshaun Watson type stuff, anything like that, is always gonna be these type of broads who gonna do whatever the station say do, whatever the company say do. Oh, she gonna be the company woman for them. And you know what I'm saying, knows that got the backing 1000%. So at the end of the day, man, it's no surprise. But I like what Kendrick said. And even when your boy I'm sitting up there thinking about your boy Quavi, he always call him Becky with the good hair, but Matt Barnes. Even this dude,
I
he came out with a statement. He came out and said, "Look, we are the face of, him and Stacks. We the face of wanting media to be real. So here's my opportunity. I said something and it wasn't all the way on point. And now I'm clearing it up that this thing is a little bit worse. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize and I took my stuff down that I initially put up. But this dude that had dang that fights with Malika on set, telling her, you don't know what we know as players. I watched them go at it, bro, like one time. And man, I'm like, Matt Barnes is from the streets. Him and
is
Stacks.
she a
Nah, don't do that. Man, that girl ain't nothing, man. That girl need to go ahead on something. As far as I know, she ain't got no form of athletics.
and she in a space and she in a space that you always talk about, King Dwayne. She means she in a male space.
Exactly, exactly. And when it really, really gets tight, this is the perfect example, man, of that female. See, Rachel Nichols, she knew how far to go. This bride here, she's a demon, bro. And most of these mothers like him. Joy Taylor. Some of these other cats, they some demons. Your girl, your boy Chronicles call her Christine. He ate me Leahy for that foolishness that she tried to do on LeVar. That false man she tried to call on LeVar on set. And LeVar tell her, I ain't gonna look at you. I'm not looking at you in the face. That's the kind of stuff got us hung back in the day. Now I'm good.
Hey, that was
The, the,
Malik.
the,
That was Malik.
Nah, that was your girl Christine Leahy. But I'm
Okay,
telling you
I
right now,
remember that. That was 10 years ago.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Malika is in that same ilk, bro. Now
Oh,
get this,
facts,
man.
facts.
Now get this. This is what gets me, and I'm gonna let Danger come on in. This is what gets me, bro, out of everything that's going on. Malika, remember when Rachel Nichols was on, people were starting to accuse her of sleeping with players because she was getting all the hot interviews. Everybody would
Yep.
interview with Rachel Nichols because she could be trusted to them.
Yep.
Now,
I remember the allegation.
now fast forward to now. This is who took her spot, and she gets the interviews. The only statement allegedly that Udoka made, he gave it to her, and you doing him like this? Man, get out of here, bruh. Get out of
Uh,
here. I would
throwing them under
not
the bus.
talk to this bride again. Facts. I would not talk to this bride. She's a demon, bruh. And I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be long overdue before. And then when she gets at the end of her rope and she gets exited out of there like Rachel, it'll be some mental health or it'll be some foolishness because moms can't take their accountability when it's time. That's why I like a little sister crybaby who throwing a tantrum crying in the corner because they know how to cry on the spot when they cornered. Now you want everybody to take their videos down because they calling your tail out, but if they was calling somebody else out, it wouldn't matter. This is the stuff that you
Danger
got to be prepared
is
for.
your daddy.
Absolute facts. And this is what we got to be prepared for, especially in that industry.
All right, Danger, come on in.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I heard the lady said that they had I guess, an independent law firm investigate the deal. Okay, look at it like this. You're gonna investigate the deal. You're gonna bring me back the facts. I got to cut your check. So you give me the facts first before anybody get it. I'll decide how to put it out to the public. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to really make me look bad. And I'm sitting here holding your check. You give me the information, then I will decide how the information be given to the public. But come on, man. I mean, that organization ain't no different than anybody else's organization. When they talk about when you got former players for the West Coast talking about how some coaches bring sage into the locker room, Get out of here. You know what's going down. I mean, and you got former players saying how many girls, how many players have
Talking about
said that
Kyrie.
there was a big man monster that said that there was a coach on the West Coast that brought sage into the locker room and he got to smelling it and said, "Ooh, wee, good sage." Hey, but look, everybody knows there's a little shenanigans going on all of these big operations. Now, you take your girl that was doing the interview, quiet as it's kept. I can assure you she's had a couple of cocktails with some of the executives that gave her their position. What happened after the cocktails? Only my hairdresser knows for sure.
Man, so what is Sage up to now?
Well, I really don't want to call the brother name out, but since you put me in a headlock, you remember at the Hall of Fame speech where a certain center, a center player was talking about how the West Coast was so decent and nice and how a certain individual by the name of the coach came into the locker room and he had the locker room filled up with this smell of this sage. And now this guy is out.
In
Now
the
this guy,
Lakers, huh?
well, you said it, I didn't.
Hey, allegedly. And she running the Lakers. My bad. Oh,
Yeah, and the
Oh,
guy. Now I can call the guy's name since you done said all that. Since Shock Attack said all of that, and and he made the speech at the Hall of Fame about how the coach brought the sage in there and how it made him feel like ooh wee. And he even gave the indication of the sage. But
wait.
I found out that coach grew up in truth too. He rebelled. Do the research on him. He grew up in truth, but he rebelled. All this sage is some foolishness.
and I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of them, listen, no reporter or no media personnel is ever gonna find out the whole scoop of what goes on in these organizations. That's part of the lockdown contract. That's part of the you watch me and I watch you. That's even tougher than the blue code that the police department had with each other. You're paying my check. I'm going to do what you tell me to do while I'm collecting your money. After that, then it's a free fall.
Thanks.
Let's read the comment from Carl. He said the truth is that white America doesn't want any environment where black men and black women to coexist without the black backbiting. And that's the thing. It really does seem like that because the dude Brad Stevens, he talking about ain't nobody else gonna get sanctioned. Only person that's gonna get it is Udoka. Ain't that some kind of some one-sided situation? Ain't nobody else gonna get taken down except Ime Udoka, and he get a reduction in his pay. So he gonna wait. He gonna be sitting on the bench while the other coaches are coaching, and he just gonna be sitting there with him at the games looking goofy. Come on, man.
He ain't
Well,
about to be in no games.
let me say this, and this is the truth because I can
What you
back
say?
it up I can back it up if I had to. Brad is the coach that used to play for Butler University, correct?
Did he play for him? I know he coached for him.
Okay, yeah, he was in and about there somewhere.
Yeah.
I have it from mouth to mouth, person to person, saying from a cheerleader that when he was at Butler University, it was some shenanigans going on. So
Oh, we.
so
Probably always.
hey man, and so it's just like of course he's gonna get up there and make his organization look good because they still got their hand in his bill folder. Oh yeah, okay. Now here's a scenario how the meeting went. Okay, Brad, we got this situation. One of our one of our workers, has been knocking off this chick here. I need you to go out there and do damage control because it's probably all over the press. You get out there and you make us look good because remember, we're in your bill folder. So if you take us down and make us look bad, we're going to pimp slap you and cut your contract, and we'll make sure that you never, ever coach another basketball team. We're going to tag the Kaepernick label on your back of your head. So you get out there and you make this organization look good because we got to sell tickets and we can't sell them if you don't make us look good before all of this thing get blowed out. Yes, I'm boss. I do it. I tell you what, boss. I be like Lil Gossip in Roots. I beat the nigga. I beat some sense in that nigga head. Say grits, dummy. Grits, dummy.
Hey, and check this out, Danger. They came directly at Brad Stevens because, and this how they came at him. How do you feel, Brad? This was your coach, your hire.
And he knew a little bit he knew how it worked out. That's why
Oh
he
yeah.
uh that's why he took and ran from Butler University as soon as he got the opportunity. Because as quiet as it kept, they rolled back them sheets. They gonna say, "Dad, Brad, you had a wife and you was doing that stuff. What's up with all
Mhm. Yeah. Then they said,
We
and I found out, Danger. I found out before I pressed the button, the go live button. They said that it's alleged that eBay got the scallywag broad pregnant. And they said what really happened, what really made her, what they said what really made her say that he forced her is because they said that he gave her some money or well, all this is alleged now. This is alleged Facebook and YouTube. They said he was asking her to abort the baby. And they said that no, she don't. They said that she gonna keep it now. That she gonna keep the
that?
baby. So that's just messy
Okay.
than a more. He got to go to work
Now
and see his.
you
wow.
say il-
Hey,
you
and
say you say
the vice
alleged,
president, her husband gonna have to take care of the kid.
but you say now you say alleged. You say alleged. But who's to
I'm saying
say
the
that she would?
legs because I ain't trying to get the video taken down.
And okay, now look at it like this. Who's to say that she wasn't pregnant before she got tapped by him?
Mm.
Now who?
Now
Now who knows?
look look at it for
You
what it's
saying
worth.
the husband did it?
Now look at it for what it's worth. Now he gets the tag on him as being the guy that's got her allegedly pregnant when most pregnancies by women like that don't ever show up. Okay. So he allegedly got her pregnant. But who's to say one, two, Mo, Larry, Tom, and Jerry didn't hit it before he got to it and found out she was pregnant. So she said, okay, I'm pregnant. I got to figure out a way out of this. I tell you what, I'll go get Scapegoat Johnny. Yeah, Scapegoat Johnny. You come and get some of this thing right here. Let me show you something. And he said, bang. She's,
And
guess
that's
what?
probably why Brad Steven. That's probably why Brad Steven is like he about to cry because I bet a lot of those them vice presidents, a lot of them they girls been having sex with the ball players. That's what's been going on. The girls been having sex with all them black guys on the squad, and they like you know what, Billy. This is how we going to fight back, Billy. This is how we're going to do it, Billy. We're going to make an example. We're going to set an example out of Imoka or Udoka. We're going to set an example out of him, and then we're going to see if anybody else is going to have sex with our women.
I'm gonna tell you, 5 or 10 years down the road, watch what comes out in the memoirs. They gonna find out
What
that not only did he get some, but he got some. The power forward got some. The point guard got
Facts.
some.
most definitely.
The Ursher, the
Not
Ursher, the
all, not all,
bus driver. everybody, everybody looked at her as she was walking around with a tag on her back said community property.
most definitely. It's the pig. It's a pig. You know what? If we go live tomorrow, I'm gonna have this pig ready. It's a pig where she laying or she kind of leaning up against the the desk that the announcers and all them be sitting there, and you can just look at it and tell Scallywag is written all over her face. She got a smile. She got a smile on her face, and you can see the word scallywag is written all over. Okay, we got another comment. We gotta shut it down. These dudes can't win. If you having sex, you're a womanizer. If you don't
Facts.
have sex, you're a suspect. Ain't no win. Facts, man.
Hey, hey, that sound like that post I shared with you. I put up on Facebook. You can't win, bro. We gay, we this,
Yeah,
we
straight
that.
up.
Like, come on, man.
You having
Like,
sex, right? If you having
so,
sex, you're a womanizer. If you ain't doing it, you gay.
facts.
So
Soon as you got discipline. What's up with him? Why he ain't got no kid? Why he
yeah.
ain't this? Why he ain't that? Because I figured out the game, fool. I ain't nobody's fool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4:30. We just came to hit it and quit it real quick. We're gonna do the Trinity one time for everybody. We're gonna do the Trinity one time for everybody. If our schedules line up tomorrow, you will see us come back again tomorrow. So shout out to my boy Carl Lewis in the chat room, lighting up that chat. Shout out to the panel, King Dwayne. Shout out to Danger, man, peace, be blessed, everybody. Give them the one time for the Trinity. Hopefully, we see you guys tomorrow.